Awesome. Well, so yes, that was Trump calling Gavin Newsom president,
I know what we were
and
talking about. Stephanie Rule. You know who she is?
the
She is.
name.
She's an MS Now um, nighttime anchor.
Yes, yes.
She
She's
happens to
got
be
dark
dyslexic.
hair.
Yes, beautiful woman.
Yeah,
She is dyslexic, and she had lots to say about that. And she put up a grid of people who are dyslexic, famous people who are dyslexic, and guess who's one of them? Einstein was dyslexic. Now,
yeah.
he's a really dumb person, really, because
Apparently
apparently
so.
dyslexics are really dumb.
Certainly not good enough to be president of the United States.
Good God, that man, he has, and you heard him say, I probably shouldn't be saying this. Did you, um, can you play
Yeah.
that again since it's just me and you here so far?
Oh, I've dumped it now.
Oh, okay, it's okay. But
He says he's got learning
hey,
disabilities,
Chris, thanks.
and I
Um,
don't want my president to have learning disabilities,
well, guess what, dude? We don't want them to have dementia either, but they do.
yeah, sorry, I was explaining when I cut us off. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Please do.
So I was explaining when I clicked the wrong X, that it was a town hall or something like that. Gavin Newsom was on a stage, not a town hall. He was being interviewed live in front of an audience, like in a town hall, that kind of
Uh
thing.
huh.
And the audience apparently were predominantly African American. I
Okay.
don't know, you couldn't see them. And so Trump said, because of the comments that Newsom made about having and I don't know what a GPO is either. GPO, G point, general, some grade number. He
Oh,
had a grade
GPA. A
GPA.
GPA. Mm-hmm.
He had a GPA of such and such, and he said,
Uh,
which I guess is possibly more than a lot of you in this audience. So Trump
Newsom
took that.
said that. That was not a
Yeah,
good thing to say.
it didn't sound as bad as I'm phrasing it. I think he was trying to say, I got, or maybe he said that that might be similar. I don't know. It didn't sound. It might have been, but I didn't hear it as being bad,
Okay.
and I had no idea who was in the audience. So my racism flag wasn't flying. I just
Okay.
didn't think it sounded that bad. But Trump thought he
Right.
was saying, "I'm mentally disabled, and I'm still smarter than you, dumb fuckers," which is
Oh shit.
not how
Not
I
how
heard it at all.
you don't have a clip of that, I guess, of Newsom addressing
No,
the
I don't.
audience, do
I'll
you?
have to find it.
Um, yeah, I missed that whole thing until I heard Stephanie Rule talk about it on MS Now, and she was you could see the fury in her eyes.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
It
and
was
she said,
supposed to be a message of hope,
yeah,
even with disadvantages, even with challenges, we can still work together and overcome those challenges and achieve our dreams, because that's what America's all about.
mhm, yeah, and that's what Gavin Newsom was trying to. That was his message.
Yeah, that was his message. I had difficulties. I'm
Of course, it's
dyslexic,
gonna go
and
over
and
Donald Trump.
I'm governor of California, and I'm hoping to
Mm,
become president maybe one day. And whatever your dream, don't think that you can't achieve it because you may have challenges, because
right. So
that's
essentially, he was saying even with the disability like dyslexia, I had a GPA of whatever 3.8 or 4, whatever he had, which may be higher than a lot of you in this room, but don't let it.
exactly.
Okay, so I can hear that as that is not him saying, yeah, even with dyslexia, I'm smarter than all of you assholes. That yeah, I
That's
get it.
not how I heard it. And
No,
because I don't have the clip, I can't honestly say whether
well,
I'm generally sympathetic to Gavin Newsom or whether Trump's interpretation was perfectly reasonable. I don't know. My gut says no. Trump's twisted it,
The
but
fact that I haven't heard any speak anywhere about Gavin Newsom, you know, degrading this audience he was speaking to, tells me that, and what I have heard is about Trump belittling dyslexia,
yeah.
people with dyslexia, tells me that, yeah, that Trump's the one that he's probably the only one in the whole world that heard it like that.
Well, the lovely Gavin, who, I appreciate he's an acquired taste and may not be the great white hope for American democracy, but he does do a good tweet. And
He
he
does.
did. And this is his response to Trump calling him president. And it's a thing of beauty, as it always is. So on the official Governor Newsom press office account, all in capitals, everybody.
Yes.
Now that I, Gavin C. Newsom, am officially president of the United States, brackets, thank you, Donald, close brackets, I have many big announcements to make. First, every Trump executive order is null and void. Stephen Miller and every Trump goon is fired. And the Trump corruption probe is officially launched. Healthcare is now free for all Americans, brackets, no measles, close brackets. And all mums get free childcare so we can have more babies. Also, cannabis is now legal and abortion is back for women who want it. I will soon be banning all Ticketmaster fees and there will be no more commercials allowed during NBA and NFL games, as well as all Bravo Real Housewives shows, brackets, longer episodes. Every American family now gets a quote marks tariff and gas spike refund, close
Mm.
quotes, to buy a cheap electric car. The country is now run by someone who can actually complete a sentence. America is now hot because you have a dyslexic president instead of a brain dead one. Big upgrade. Governor GCN.
He's what was the last part?
America is now hot because you have a
Big upgrade.
dyslexic
Okay.
president instead of a brain dead one. Big upgrade.
Big upgrade. Oh, he forgot. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
He did. He did.
But that's okay. He got the rest of it just right.
He did. He pitched it beautifully. It's just, but
Do we know if?
this isn't a first though, is it? Because Trump's got people confused before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking. Oh, the other day he was talking about. He was talking about Caroline Levitt, but he was calling her not even
The
McEnany,
old one,
the one
the one
before
from Trump
McEnany.
1.0.
Yeah,
Yeah. What was her name from 1.0?
somebody will
My
mention
internet
it in the
is
chat.
unstable.
Kaylee,
Yeah,
Kirsty,
you kept calling
Keely,
her. What was that chick's name?
Caroline. No,
It, no, but Katie Barr, was that it?
I don't know. If you know in the chat, help us out.
Who was
Hey
Trump's
Nick. Hey,
1.0
a dude on the
press
couch.
secretary? Hmm?
Yeah, yeah. Who was the press secretary before Kaylee McEnany? It was a woman, and Trump got her name
Not Katie
confused when
McInerney.
he was talking about
He was
Caroline
talking about
Levitt.
Caroline Levitt alone in a cave with bats.
Yeah,
Amy, do you remember who Trump 1.0 press secretary's name
I
was?
think it might have began with a K or a C. Kirsty, Kelly,
Katie?
Keely,
Wasn't Katie?
Katie.
Katie Barr. I don't know where I'm getting that. But he did it over and over. He kept calling calling her. Uh, he was referring to Caroline Levitt, and he kept calling her the name of his first press secretary from
Yeah.
1.0.
Absolutely. Apparently, according to my research, he also confused Nikki Haley with Nancy Pelosi at a rally in
What?
2024. Yeah, I didn't hear that. I mean, are Americans ever going to have the conversation?
The conversation?
The Trump conversation, the confused old man conversation.
Not out loud, apparently. You know, I mean, certainly not legacy media, which apparently he's happy to inform us all that he owns half of now.
Yeah.
Did you see that chart he made? Did
No.
you see that big media chart? Oh my God. He puts up this big chart, okay, and he has like the row after row after row of media companies, and like the top part is all gone, and the bottom part is reformed, and you would have like CNN and uh whichever other media he's recently acquired, CBS reformed, and he has all these media companies that are being reformed, which means um, they're coming under his thumb. They're or bending the knee to him, and then these others, which he has in big red letters, gone, and a lot of them were reporters who are retiring, older reporters like oh, Les, what's that guy's name? Les, I forget his name. Um, anyways, a lot of the older ones that have or are retiring or have just left for independent media,
Yeah.
you know. But he's saying he ridded the America of those um, reporters, and essentially what it looked like was a propaganda, you know, poster. And
Well, Summer has very
really, what it said to me
kindly,
was,
Summer's very kindly listed all the previous press secretaries, and none of them are ringing a bell. It may have been Sarah Huckabee.
no, I don't think it was that one.
I
It
don't
was,
either. I'm sure it was
let's
somebody, but
see. Maybe it
no.
wasn't even the press secretary that he was
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah, it must
Was
not
it
have been a
was it
press
Kaylee
secretary.
McInerney?
No, it
Maybe it
wasn't
was Kaylee
Kaylee.
McInerney. Stephanie Grisham, that doesn't ring a bell.
No.
And Sarah Huckabee, I would know that name because I'm from Tennessee.
Can anybody think of any official in Trump 1.0 with a name that begins with a K? That's all I've
Which was
got. I'm
female, a
sorry.
female. Yeah.
Yeah, and female. Exactly. Exactly.
But yeah, whatever the name, and I guess it was from 1.0.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kept calling her Levitt this name, and he was just so proud of her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Levitt was probably, her ass was probably chewing a hole in her cushion that she was sitting in.
Like, how proud can you be of somebody whose name you can't even remember?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And
I
I
mean,
love the way he doesn't do it just once. He doubles,
no,
triples, and quadruples down.
over and over he kept saying that wrong name, and Caroline Levitt was like, "Damn, this is my moment to shine," and damn if he didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, and they can't do anything about it because they
Nope,
can't criticize daddy.
just smile, smile, grin, and bear it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so
So,
grateful. I tell you, I'm so grateful to not be under the influence of Kool-Aid.
yes. And I have to say I did have a moment of watching him and finding it all a little bit cruel, as I've said before, a bit like elder abuse. But now
Yeah.
I've come out the other side since he did what he did in Iran. Kellyanne
Hmm.
Conway. Thank you,
That was
Amy.
it. Thank you, Amy.
Kellyanne Conway. And you can tell
That's
us in the
exactly
chat
who it
who she
was.
was.
Was she a
But
press
yes,
secretary?
he was calling her Kellyanne Conway.
That's what he was doing. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Told you, began with a K. I'm good with the linguistics, not so
Right. I,
much.
I was thinking Kate, but you were right.
Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, bless her. Summer's given us every person who's got a name beginning with
Oh,
a hard K.
she got it though. Kellyanne Conway. She's got it in her list.
Kellyanne
Who's that?
Conway,
Summer, I
legal
bet.
assistant,
Yep, I
apparently,
knew
according to
some.
Summer.
That had to be a summer list. How did I
Yeah.
know that?
Yeah. Thank you, ladies. You're brilliant. Oh no, she was married to George Conway as a legal assistant. Okay.
I didn't
So
know that.
anyway, these are not the only embarrassing moments, and I guess
Do say more. Do tell us more.
Yes. Oh, sorry. So I was just saying, I did feel a bit bad for him. It did seem a bit like elder abuse, but then he went and bombed the fuck out of Iran and made my life more difficult by
Yeah,
putting the price of absolutely everything that I'll ever need way out of reach. And
right.
just, I'm like, fuck you, you old cretin.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Right. I went to the gas station that I always go to today. Every day it changes, apparently.
Mm,
It was we were when this started, we were at 2.49, and then boom, 3.49,
yeah.
and then boom, 3.69 today, 3.89. But I did find some gas for 3.45 today.
Isn't that shocking that you're pleased at your bargain gas at 3.45?
3.45. Isn't that crazy as hell? Yeah. It's $1 more than I was paying 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
per gallon. And what I'm thinking is, well, you better go ahead and fill your tank today, because it's just going to be double that tomorrow, or 20 more
I
cents
did.
tomorrow.
I did. I had a third. Normally, I wait till I've got fumes,
Yeah, me
and I had
too.
a third of a tank left when I picked Liam up on Tuesday, and I was
Yep.
bursting for a wee. Oh my God, Glenn just followed Chris
Nice,
back.
Chris.
Wow, she's
Sweet.
such a celebrity. She's
She
got
is our
Xander
resident
telling her
celeb.
she's talented. She's just got all the celebrity friends. I'm
She
jealous.
does. You gonna introduce us, Chris, to
Yeah,
your?
Chris, you're our girl on the inside now.
Yeah, man.
So I decided I just, and I didn't have the money really. I mean, we're not buying any food because I'm like, I've got to fill the car up because very soon there won't be a third anymore, and I don't know if I'll be able to fill it up then. I don't know if I'll even be able to afford it. So
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
even bursting for the toilet, I'm standing on the forecourt trying to fill the car up.
Yeah, before the price changes, actually,
Yeah,
before you're even through filling it up, you know.
exactly.
Jesus.
It's
Oh, and I want to. Chris and I looked these up, and Chris posted a link in our Discord channel, and for these Trump stickers, it's Trump pointing like that, and it says, "I did that." That you stick onto gas pumps. I want to
oh
get.
I want to get some. We're,
Oh
we're, we're
yeah,
gonna
that's a great idea, Summer.
We're gonna order. No, we don't need to order me food because I've got really into fried egg sandwiches at the moment, and that'll do me. A nice fried egg sandwich.
Honey, really?
I'm all right. I'm not wasting away. The boys are doing all right. Um, it
Okay.
was a private education event that Gavin Newsom spoke at, according to Amy. So moving on, because we've got horribly sidetracked, and I kind
Yes,
of
we did.
derailed us rather in the middle, but quite apt considering what we're talking about. He had a little press conference before his lunch at the renamed Kennedy Center. I forget what he's renamed it, so I'll just call it the Kennedy Center because that's its name. Like
And
the
he's closed it
Department
for
of Defense,
right,
which is
and he's
its
closed it
name.
for 2 years now for renovations. Apparently, I think he must think it needs to be a ballroom too, or some shit.
So did you see it? I'll play it for our guests who may not have
Please,
seen it.
I'm gonna get indigestion soon if I keep
This is
watching
quite a
this shit.
long one, so get comfy, everyone. But it's worth getting to the end.
Is this
Not
the one where he
not the end of the
outs
whole thing, just the
is?
end.
But this is the same thing where he outs the senators' health
Yeah,
issues.
yeah, yeah. This is actually it.
Oh, okay.
We had one man who was very ill. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. I don't know. I won't mention his
And
name.
His
watch
Go
John.
ahead.
comments
Do other
are
Watch
people
great.
know his name?
Watch Mike Johnson.
Do you want to mention it? He'll be proud. Go ahead. Tell him the story.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. President. Congressman Neil Dunn of Florida had some real health challenges, and it was very serious, and had a pretty grim diagnosis. And I mentioned it to the president. I said, Congressman Dunn is a real champion and a patriot because he's still coming to work. And if others got this diagnosis, they would be apt to go home and retire.
What was the diagnosis?
It was, I think it was a terminal diagnosis.
He would be dead by June.
Okay, that wasn't public, but yeah, okay, that's it was grim. That's what I was going to say. I don't think
with a heart problem.
You can hear them groan, but I'll play it because Trump gets
You
even better. Keep
to
listening.
encourage him and thank him. And they had a conversation, and the president mentioned in the course of the conversation, you know how to get my doctors involved. And they did. And within a number of hours, they took him to Walter Reed emergency surgery. The man has a new lease on life. He acts like he's 30 years younger. And he walked into the conference meeting, and we thought we'd seen a ghost. And I spoke with him over the weekend, and he's encouraged and thankful. And he thanks the president for his leadership and intervention. And thank you.
He
It's
actually
amazing.
called Mike called me and he said, "Sir, we're up by 3, but we're going to lose 1 by June." I said, "Who?" "Neil Dunn." He's a great congressman. Incredible. He called to say that he was terminal, really bad heart. There's nothing they can do. I said, "That's bad." Number 1, it was bad because I liked him. Number 2, it was bad because I needed his vote. But he really said, "Mike, I'm going to last this out for the president and you. And however long I live, I mean, it looks like June is the time, but however long I live, I'm going to be voting for you." I mean, how many people are going to say that? Most of them are going to say, "Mike, I'm retiring immediately. That's the end."
He's an extraordinary
But
man.
he didn't do that. It was really impressive. And then I realized I have doctors in the White House. The White House doctors are incredible, and they've helped me with other people. They're helping me with people right now. People that are very sick are like they're miracle workers. And I said I have to call them, and I called the 2 doctors. They're both great, and they immediately went over to see the congressman, and he was on the operating table like 2 hours later.
Yeah.
And it was a long operation. They gave him more stents and more everything that you could have. I think he's got everything that you could possibly have. And they called up. They said, "Sir, I think he'll be fine." I said, "You got to be kidding." He said, "I think he'll be fine." And Mike was telling me the story that the other day he came into a meeting for the first time in a long while. Go ahead.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, he has a new lease on life. He has more energy than a man half his age, and very encouraged and encouraged all of us. So again, a testament to great leadership. And my hat's off to Neil Dunn and his beautiful wife and family. He's an extraordinary individual.
And just, because I don't want to have a terrible story about this, I did it for him first and for the vote second. But it was a close second, actually. But I did it.
Yeah.
So here's what's pissing me off so bad right now is if this guy had a terminal heart diagnosis, he very likely, stents are not going to save that. There ain't you can stent every coronary artery, and if it's a terminal that ain't saving him. The
No.
guy either had a heart transplant and got ahead of the transplant list, which is probably the more likely of the scenarios,
Yeah.
or he's wearing an LVAD, which is a left ventricular heart assist device, which is it's literally a jacket that without you would die. It is pumping your heart because you have congestive heart failure so badly. Until you can get a heart, it keeps you alive. But it sounds like if he went into major surgery in 2 days, dude underwent a heart transplant to have a new lease on life. And I am so pissed about that.
Yeah. But he wasn't the only one that Trump outed medically in that conference, was he?
No, he outed Susie Wiles as well, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. She's his
chief of staff.
Yes, chief of staff. And what's wrong with her?
Breast cancer. No. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it is.
yeah,
I just
right.
I can't believe it. I can't imagine how I would feel if
she's private. We don't ever see her except in that magazine, interview that they
Yeah.
did. But otherwise, I don't ever recall seeing her in any reporting. And for him to out her like that had to be, and not to mention he's breaking HIPAA violations here in the States. Do you know about HIPAA? Do you know
Well,
what HIPAA is?
according to my notes, because he's not a medical professional, let me find my notes. Because he's not a medical professional, because he's not a covered healthcare provider, technically HIPAA doesn't apply to him directly, but it would certainly have applied to whoever gave him that information.
Right.
And it's just, what does it tell us that he could even say, not just outing him, but actually say, I needed his vote.
Right. I mean, that just tells you he has no filter. There is just no filter left. It
No.
is, none.
No,
Um,
exactly. What is stopping that brain from getting so pissed with Iran that he just hits the button?
not a lot. There's just not a lot stopping him. Dude's insane. I mean, and I just cannot wrap my head around what he could possibly have on so many Republican Congress people that we can't get a handful of them to stand up and say, okay, we're with y'all. We're impeaching this idiot imbecile.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't take a lot of them, would it? For somebody, I think Heather Cox Richardson said maybe 4 or 5
Yeah,
Republicans to actually impeach him.
I know.
And so
Well,
what could he possibly have on them?
your guess is as good as mine, but we've had our 10 minutes to Glenn warning.
Oh,
So,
their families. That makes sense, Amy. Amy's
yeah,
like
yeah.
threats to their families.
He's an evil, evil man. I don't think he has limits. But I want to close
Yeah.
on the big question, because we've talked about a man who's lying about his own war, begging the allies he insulted for help that they're refusing to give, publicly naming a president who doesn't actually exist, and outing a dying man's medical records in the same breath as saying he needed his vote. Is this the downfall of Trump, or is this just Thursday?
Brilliant. Well put. I think it could be both,
Yeah.
actually. It could be a slow roll. It is. It is a slow roll towards the downfall of Trump. And it's every other Thursday that we've seen in the last, 365 days at least,
Yeah.
and counting.
As Jim Acosta says, it's another day that ends in a Y.
Another day in hell.
Well,
If you
thank
live
you
here in the
so
States.
much. Thank you, Laura, for giving us the American perspective. Thank you for battling through the technical challenges of having no internet. I think you've done tremendously. And it wasn't you that managed to cancel the live in the middle of it. I'm not saying who it was,
I don't know. I'm clueless. I don't know what could have possibly happened.
but it wasn't you that pressed the wrong X. But, it's the first time I've done one with clips, with a partner. I'm getting there. I'm still
Honey,
learning.
I thought it was brilliant. The fact that you're doing the clips with period is brilliant. I love that.
And this I would like to
And
close with in our usual way for anybody who wants to join in, anybody who wants to go. If being spiritual is not your thing, you are very welcome. It's been lovely having you here. Anybody who wants to say, we close in a normal way with a parable, a prayer, a poem, something just to bring us back down to a more peaceful place. And especially for Summer, because she's poorly, I've taken today, it's a Navajo blessing. So if you'd all like to take a moment and get connected to your higher power. In beauty, I walk. With beauty before me, I walk. With beauty behind me, I walk. With beauty above me, I walk. With beauty below me, I walk. With beauty all around me, I walk. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. It is finished in beauty. Amen.
love that. Amen. I love that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone for being here. And because Glenn is, literally, we've barely got enough time to pee now, but do your best, ladies and gents. And we'll see you on the other side. But for today, I'm afraid the cafe is now closed. Bye, y'all.
Thank you, Mama.